Morning, everyone. It's so good to have you with us again this morning as we begin another three-part morning devotions at Mountainside Church. And I've been loving these devotions and just seeing how everyone has had their lives changed and some things cultivated in their lives through just following the devotions every Monday and Wednesday and Friday mornings. But this morning, I want to talk to you about the life of David, which is actually a story that is so dear to my heart. And it's such a beautiful picture of grace already in the Old Testament. And this morning, I want to talk to you about when Samuel heard from God that he had to go and anoint the new king. And he heard that he had to go out and find this guy called Jesse, who's David's dad. And so he goes on this journey, he finds him, and he says to Jesse, Jesse, go and get your sons. Go and get your sons for me. And uh, Jesse at that point doesn't know what this is all about. And he goes and he gets his sons. And Samuel at that time knows that he's going to anoint this king, right? And he goes through each of the sons. And when he gets to the first one, he's like, surely this is the next king of Israel. This guy's strapping, he's a soldier, he's someone who is just this force of a man, and he's like, surely this is it. And God says to him, no, that's not the one. And he goes through the whole list until he gets to the end, and he says to Jesse, Jesse, where is your other son? Like, is this it? Are these all your sons? And the truth of the matter is that Jesse didn't bring David to the table at that point because David was his shame. All right. David was a son that Jesse had had out of wedlock. And that had meant that Jesse had actually been shunned out of some circles from a religious perspective because of David. David was the shame that was on his life. And ultimately, what happens is Jesse then says he has David, the son of his, and David comes, and Samuel lays his hands on David, and God says to him, this is the one. And he anoints David as king. And he says this beautiful thing to Jesse in that moment. He says to him, your shame will now become your pride and joy. Your shame will become the most beautiful thing in your life. This thing that was a shame to you will become your pride and joy. And it's such a beautiful picture of how we become God's glory through Jesus. Jesus comes and takes away our shame and our brokenness and our sin when we have no relationship with God, and he redeems us to being his joy and his pride and his glory. So I want to encourage you this morning that if you feel broken, if you feel destroyed, if you feel that you are covered in sin, you are the pride of God through Jesus. All you have to do is accept him and accept what he came and did on the cross for you. And if you've already received him, all you have to do is remind yourself that you are righteous and you are perfect in the sight of God through Jesus. You are his joy and you are his pride through your faith in Jesus. Well, we love you. We're praying for you, and we will see you again on Wednesday morning.